Welcome to the Love Local Chicagoland podcast. Here we invite people and nonprofits from our local communities to share their stories and their voices. Through amplifying their message, we share their genuine human experiences that connect us all. Our goal is to make our communities more than just a place to live, but instead a place to thrive. Tune in to hear what makes our community so special right here on the Love Local Chicagoland podcast. Hey, what's going on, friends? Jason here from Love Local Chicagoland. My friends, I'm super excited to be here in Love Local Media's studio called Love Local Studio here at Bellworks Chicagoland. This is the first podcast out of this studio for Love Local Chicagoland, my friends, but we built this studio for you. The business owner, the nonprofit leader, the creator in our community that wants to help amplify your voice and with the hopes of being able to create a better tomorrow. On today's episode, we are going to dive into one good human that is a mortgage lender with Fairway Mortgage. He's an analytical guy, and he's also a leader. He has a large team. I actually, with the real estate hat that I have as well that started all of this, I got the opportunity to work with this team over the last 7 or 8 years with another lender on his team. And I can honestly tell you that, like, it's not just your everyday lender. Not only does Fairway give great they have great products to be able to give their consumers the best, service and deals. But they're just good humans. When you talk, we'll get to know Vito a little bit today from Fairway Mortgage, and you're just going to see that through what we're doing. So he's highly connected in the community. He's got a good story, and he's one heck of a mortgage lender. So enough of me talking, but super excited to be here. But welcome to the show, Vito.
Thanks. Appreciate you having me. I mean, I didn't even know this was your first one here in the studio, so I'm glad to be a part of it. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. It's kind of surreal. I did the real estate show with Royal and Brennan for Royal Family Real Estate Podcast. But I think the people who know me know that this show is kind of my baby. This is I see myself doing this show to the day I die type thing. And it's really about like connecting good people in our community and getting their stories out there. That's something I find a lot of joy in, and that came from like doing videos in the community to now like in here podcasting. So getting to know you and letting our audience know you is something that I'm looking forward to being able to kind of curate along and pulling out your story.
Right.
So, but enough of me talking about that. Like, who are you? What do you? We know you're a mortgage lender. I kind of built you up already, but who is Vito Roppo?
I am a first generation here. My parents were born in Italy, so they came to this country when they were younger, and they raised me the right way. And right now I'm building my family. We've got 2 little girls. They're not little anymore. I have a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Let's say I saw your Facebook. They're little, man.
So just been in the DuPage County area. Grew up in Itasca, Wooddale area. Moved to Carroll Stream when me and my wife got married back in 2007, and just enjoy watching my family grow and being a part of this. We do the mortgage thing to help do what we want to do as a family and help other people out, but just great to watch everyone grow here, watch my girls grow.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's that's like the moments in time that you cherish, right? The time with your kids as you evolve, and it's cool growing a business. It's cool doing those things, but seeing your kids like grow, it's a huge thing. It's hard to believe, like 15 years old, like that's nuts, man.
Driver's license soon, so it's it's getting real.
So there is Church Street beer here. If you need a beer before your daughter gets in the car, we could deliver this for you. Not to her, to you, to calm the nerves. So you said there's something in that intro that really made me curious. And you talked about your parents being from Italy and then moving here. They moved here before you were born, or
they moved here when they were, one was a teenager and the other one was 9. So
cool.
Just watching them grow, and my grandparents, build our, not their empire, but just build, what they have. And, I took that work ethic from them and, just implemented it into my own family and business.
Yeah. So that's where I was going, is the work ethic. I think people that aren't necessarily from here have, like, my family, I'm like fourth generation here from Czechoslovakia. But you look at those early, your grandparents' age, your parents' age, there's a different type of drive
Yeah.
that comes from an immigrant. Would you
Right.
agree with that?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, my grandfather and most immigrants, they would like go back and forth from the U.S. or to wherever they're from, whether it be Italy, Mexico. I mean, they go back and forth, bring money, and just live the American dream. So glad they made that decision to do that.
Yeah, I think about that. I think if you had to leave and you had to start over somewhere and your kids were young, like that's courageous in so many ways that our previous generations have done to allow us to be free in this country and to build businesses and to do our thing. So that's awesome, man.
Got a lot of opportunity here.
Yeah, it's what it's about, man. And doing it with other people and helping people with that is a big piece of it. So you're a family man. You are here in a third generation, to this country. I'm hearing a strong work ethic. I'm hearing a team as a mortgage lender.
Right.
And that you're scared, obviously, for your daughter driving, which I get. But let's talk about your team piece of it. So you work with Fairway Mortgage. Kind of give us an overview of what you do at Fairway Mortgage.
So I have a team in Elmhurst. We run a branch there, and we have about 11 loan officers. We have about 7 support people. We all work together to grow our businesses. We share ideas. There's a lot of good camaraderie, but more importantly, helping people out, getting them into homes, educating them, and guiding them. I enjoy obviously helping out my teammates. I help out our home buyers, but it's great to see everyone grow. And since we started at Fairway, we've seen our business double, and we've seen some of the teammates succeed, and that just that hits home, and I take a lot of pride into that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's you've been with Fairway since like 2017, 2018, right?
2017. Yep.
Cool.
Been in the mortgage industry since 2001.
So you saw some stuff in the mortgage industry,
ups and downs, and the Great Recession back 07, 08, 09. I mean, it was really scary. I almost got out of the business. I ended up, going back to college because I never ended up finishing. I jumped in the mortgage industry when I was 21. Didn't finish my education. I had a year left. Things were good. Once you start making that money, you're like, I don't need school. But it really hit home during those years because there was times where we didn't make any money for 4 or 5 months at a time, and we're like, oh my God, and then you're like, okay, what do I do? Do I go back? So I ended up going back to school, getting my degree while my daughter was, I think 1 or 2 years old. That was really tough.
Yeah.
And got through it, and I'm glad I stuck out the mortgage industry. I interviewed with other companies, insurance companies, financial advisors, but I'm very happy that I, got through that and stuck it out.
Yeah, there's a grit there to do that, man. That's 2007, 2008.
Right.
That was the worst time in our generation for real estate, right?
Yeah.
Like that time frame. And I wasn't in the industry yet. I bought during that time, our first house, but I wasn't in the industry. But I can only imagine, like, you have a family at home, you have a newborn, and all of a sudden you're grinding to try to even make this happen. And it's not like you just need to find more business. It's like there is no business, for many reasons that were going on during that time. So when I hear you talk about that, I look at like, what do I want our audience to know? What do I, not just who Vito Roppo is, not to say he's a good lender, but like, what can we learn from Vito or whoever that we have in this seat? And I hear like there's a grit and a resilience that comes with you for going through that time frame. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially with a young family, I know it was tough. You got through it, and you just do the work. And like even up to now, it's like we talked about this calendar blocking. Just grind it out, do the work. It's about being gritty right now, especially right now. Things have been slow on the real estate side for the past year and a half, and we just got to continue doing it, and it's just be gritty. You have to do a little bit more for a little bit less. But at the end of the day, you're obviously making a living. You're making, your clients happy, and then we're building our teammates too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the goal of when there's down times, and this is not a 2008 time frame. Let's paint the picture for everybody. But it's a downtime, right? Yeah. There's a housing shortage and we need more houses, and I think rates probably have played a part of this as well. Rates are now coming down as we sit here today at the end of August, which is great to be able to see. And hopefully we'll continue to go through. You talk about systems. We were meeting you beforehand, and even right now, you're talking about just repeatable systems, which to me, I've learned is that's the way to get through anything.
Yeah.
is like just to grind through it.
Mhm.
Talk to us about, I know you have an analytical mind being the mortgage guy, but just talk to me about the piece that you have with like having good systems, making sure that your teammates have good systems,
Mhm.
and that so that you guys could execute in any economy, any real estate market.
Right. So we have obviously the technology at Fairway to do what we need to do to, get someone into a home, whether it be an application. But, when I talk about systems and, calendars, like our group has a Monday morning mastermind. Every Monday we stick to it. We share ideas, what's working, what are your wins, and, just what's going on in the industry. And, sticking to that. A lot of people, they don't stick to the schedule. They don't, they just, have it maybe once or twice a month. But we have that system of, getting together every Monday. Another part of that calendar and system is, doing our monthly or bi-monthly events and getting in front of our referral partners. And on the back end of things, we have the technology, where we've got, technology and software to where we can communicate with our other teammates within our branch. And it's, it's important to do that because we want to make sure we're on the same page. I mean, my job is to, build relationships, whether it be with, our real estate partners, our clients, going out and networking, relationships with our team. But then we've got to implement that into, closing home loans for our clients and getting them into the home buying process and at the closing table. So we have the, systems on the back end at Fairway to get them to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you know when you first got into industry? 2002. You said, did you know you were eventually going to become a team leader? Was that like on really early on, or as you went through it, you're like, I could do that?
Yeah, I mean, we got in the industry just a couple buddies, and you didn't know what. I really wanted to always be a financial advisor, and just some friends got together. We decided to go work at one company. We did that, and as I grew, I ended up finding myself in different roles in the mortgage industry. But ultimately, I think it was about 2009, 2010, where I felt like I can guide people, and people trusted me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a big thing, and they looked at me for guidance. So that at that point, I was like, I can do this. I can build a team out, or have loan officers work that I work together with to grow their business too.
Yeah, it's a huge.
It's good stuff.
So it sounds like you find joy in like uplifting others.
Yeah.
Like, it just happens to be within your business, but you're helping people do mortgages better. I know.
Right.
I work with Drew on your
Yeah.
team, and he's awesome. I've worked with him since probably 2018, and he gets a lot of my business because of your systems. And I feel like your team has this culture piece around what you guys do as well, that not only is internal, kind of like what you mentioned, but also that it is portrayed out to your clients as well.
Right.
Can you talk to why culture is important for you and your team at Fairway?
Yeah, I mean, we learn from each other. Drew learns from me, I learn from him, or whether it be other teammates on the team. And I, it's when we're in the office and I just overhear like one of the other loan officers, I'm like, if the guy was, if he's new to the business and, I can see he's doing something good, I'm like, wow, I've been doing this over 20 years. And I'm like, I got to implement that. So it's just like learning from one another.
It's beautiful.
It's awesome. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
It's kind of how it is with Royal Family too. Is like, it doesn't matter where the idea comes
Right.
from. If it's right, it's right. And
Yeah.
you adapt and you grow with
Yeah,
it.
sure.
It could be a person that's on their first day that sees something that you don't, that could be
Right.
like, yes, or somebody that's been there seasoned, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But I love that environment. And you talked about these events that you
Right.
do. So these events are they for lenders? Are they for like bringing in realtors and giving the realtors value? Talk to me a little bit about your events.
So a little bit of everything. So we have one coming up on September 4th. It's for, it's more of a networking thing. We do it at Parlay 390 there in Wooddale. This is more of a fun networking event, just inviting, our referral partners. And, our referral partners aren't just realtors. It's insurance agents, contractors, attorneys, and just people that, are centers of influence, or good people that we work together with.
Mm-hmm.
So we have those networking events. We've been doing some educational stuff. We try and stick to it, once every month or once every other month. Like over the summer, we brought in 100 real estate agents to talk to them about renovation products. So it's educating them about something, that's going on in our industry, whether it be a market update, a program, or like we brought someone in to show how, to build our agents' Google business profiles. So it's just bringing value.
Yeah, it's huge. And I think, especially in this changing world, to be able
Right.
to be the leader that like and the connector that you know what people need, and you're putting the person at those events, to be able to teach your power partners and the people that you do to help bring them along. Like, I feel like I was at a couple for you. One of them I did, and just talking about video and stuff like that, and that impact. And you do those. The fact that you do them regularly, I think, is just super smart to stay connected, especially in this time frame where I don't know if every realtor is going to make it through, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just think that there's a shift, and in the economy and in real estate, we've seen it over the last year and a half. But now with these new rules that are in place, like, you're going to have to like put in the work, and you're going to have to learn, and you're going to have to grow. If you're, I look at it from like a realtor standpoint, but it's probably in every industry. You got to learn and grow right now. Like, there's artificial intelligence, there's ways to build your brand. There's all these other things that you could do, but at the end of the day, it's about like, how can we be better at it, and how can we support the people that we work with to help uplift them too, because it's working for us.
Utilize the tools you have.
This wasn't on the question, so I apologize, but I've seen you evolve when it comes to like content creation and building your brand. And I talked to so many people that are like, I know I need to do it, I don't do it. And you were once that guy, and then you just went off. And I loved seeing your evolution. And I think in the explanation and the reason for it is so many realtors try to make this difficult, or so many lenders try to make this difficult. Inside your head, you have the value to give to people. So you pick up your camera, you do it like at your desk, you make content, you make content out in the street, whatever it is, you're making content. Could you give people that, or maybe it's your power partners, maybe it's other lenders, whatever it is, if somebody wants to start creating to be able to build their brand, to be able to have a good system to get through any time, like, what advice would you give those people?
I think it's just doing it, do the work, do the content, whether it be daily, start off, once a week, just create something. If you need content, it's everywhere. You can just, go to, Google what's going on in the market, or, there's always content there. And, like, I look at what other people are doing. Like when I saw you first doing the stuff when you were going out to restaurants and like other places in the community, I mean, that was awesome. I'm like, maybe I should do that. Just, look at what other people are doing. It doesn't hurt to, if it's working, utilize that and, see what other people are doing. I mean, some of the content or the scripts that I use, I mean, other people are using them too. It's just, but get out there. This is your brand. I mean, we don't have the ability to brand ourselves like a McDonald's or Costco. Social media, it's it right now. People are on there, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, and it's just doing it.
It's great advice, man. And we aren't a Walmart, we aren't a McDonald's as local small business owners. But we have a phone. And we, not every small business owner knows what they're talking about, but most of them do. The ones that are going to stick around long enough know what they're talking about. It's like, well, wouldn't stick around. But I think that's great advice. Like, just kind of get going, right? Like, have you learned a lot through that evolution? Like, remember your first videos, like where you're at now? Like, is there a comfort level that's changed? What's evolved for you?
I mean, it's being comfortable, but just knowing the fact that if you're doing your own, you can always edit it. I mean, you can do it
or not post it.
Or just don't post it.
That sucks. I'm not doing that.
And you don't need, like, I know you got this awesome studio here, but if you're just starting off, I mean, like you said, use your phone. I mean, at first I was like, I need this lighting, I need this type of mic. No, if your camera's dirty, clean it. Just it's there for you within, right at your fingertips.
So and we built this studio for accessibility and for time, and we wanted to make it look pretty for people to rent it out for businesses and nonprofits, and we have those rates for people. But I agree with you, and I've been on this journey, and I've sucked at video in the beginning. I sucked at everything in the beginning. We all do, right? That's a part of it. You got to get over that within yourself. But I was recently on a podcast panel with Matt Larissy. Me and him I wouldn't say we got into it, but we had a difference of opinion. And that man he's number one agent in Chicago. Has built a great brand. I have nothing bad to say about that. But he was saying, well, like, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be this. It needs to be, short clips, shouldn't be AI generated, and podcasts should, be this certain way. And I was like, to your exact point, you just need to start, guys.
Right.
Like, if you're always going to try to compete with a Matt Laracy,
Right.
or if you're going to try to compete with me, like on the 8 years that I have of content creation behind me, don't compare yourself,
right.
because everybody's journey is different. Right. And our journeys are ours alone to be able to hone. So like, if you feel like you're a small business that needs to start creating, just start doing it. Don't overthink it. Right. And know that like you're going to chisel upward. This studio is a chisel upward for us. We wanted to do it because it was important for us, not only to have a space for ourselves to be able to create, to highlight the local businesses and local nonprofit leaders, but it was like, guys, we need to go.
Right.
Like, this is a really cool time in history. It's kind of a hot mess, but we have this thing with these social apps. So now we don't necessarily need to compete with, look at your industry, a Rocket Mortgage or that. They just know to call Vito if they need a loan. They know to call Jason if it's video stuff or if it's in the real estate realm because of making content.
Right.
And how would you have done that if you didn't start, right? Like, and be able to go from there. So went a little off script, but I think it's important because your evolution is huge and you're producing consistent content, which goes back to your systems that you have all throughout your business and your team, which I love.
And we have our, and it's my job, obviously. And if our referral partners, just like how like you did the whole thing at Propel with, him, Matt Laracy, and other, industry leaders, which was awesome. Congrats on that.
Yes.
It's,
cool experience.
Me as a lender, I would love to help out our referral partners, do that. I mean, we have, the scripts, or we have the content, and we can help people with that stuff. And it's nice to see them grow. And so it's, watching other referral partners and watching our teammates grow and helping them out with it too.
The world is abundant, man.
Yeah.
And some of us want to keep everything in ourselves,
Right.
but if we just bring others along in the journey and we go together, the world looks different and our businesses look different. I don't need every business for real estate, just like you don't need every business for mortgages. Though there's enough for us all to eat, the ones that are putting in the work. You got to put in the work, and you got to develop good systems. You got to have processes that help you do this efficiently. I look at content creation. I'm like, you need processes, because if you spend all your day making content, who's going to make the sales calls? Because that's still number one reason why you're going to make business and continue to grow. Social is going to help. That's going to maybe trickle in some business for you. It's going to keep your sphere warmed up, those types of things, so that they know you're that expert in that industry. But it goes back to like consistency and allowing yourself to chisel upward. I really like to be able to say that. You talked about a little bit of your differentiators with Fairway Mortgage, and I see this not only as a guy that got this sheet to ask you questions that goes through it, but I come as like, I know your industry, I know real estate. And you talked a little bit about some of your differentiators before, but I would love to kind of keep this as a topic. It's to ask you that question again. And with Fairway Mortgage, with your team, what you could go to Guaranteed Rate, you could go to Chase, you could go to Wells Fargo, you could go to anybody. Why are you guys and your team different? And what's your differentiator to make you stand out above the rest?
I think it's our speed to respond, our service levels, being available for our referral partners and clients. I mean, we've got some cool programs like our cash guarantee program, which helps people, solidify their offer, win offers in this market, or our buy now before you sell. Programs is one thing, but also, we're good people to work with. We want to make sure you get to the closing table, want to make sure you get there on time. And if there's a delay, just informing everyone why, educating them on, throughout the process and being a part of that journey. Obviously, we have the programs available, like our cash guarantee program, which is helping our buyers win offers in this market. It's giving the seller peace of mind to get them to the closing table. We have a buy now, sell later program. We've got all the programs available, but we're just good people, and we want to make sure our clients get to the closing table on time, educating them throughout the process, keeping everyone informed. And Fairway as a company, we have mortgages is what we do, but we do things outside of mortgages. We have a non-for-profit called Fairway Cares, where we help out those that are in need. We have another one called the American Warrior Initiative, where we give back 52 service dogs to our veterans. So, it's stuff like that where we stand out, and, obviously doing mortgages is what we do, and, what our job is, but, helping out in the community and doing, being part of organizations like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think given, I love that you guys get back to the community. I think as business owners, I think that's kind of like, it's our job to give and uplift the community, in the hopes that the community does the same to us. If we eat because of the services that the community entrust us to be able to lead them on, and we in turn go back and give back, like that, if we're all doing that cycle could, in my opinion, truly uplift our communities just by the businesses putting in that work. So I love that piece. I want to come back into the technical aspect. Some of our audience might be realtors, and I really think that it's important for people to know this cash guarantee program, because this market is shifting now here in the Chicagoland area. Chicago's been shifting for a while, but the suburbs are in a shift, like we kind of see every year. This one, I will say, feels a little bit different just because of, I think, everything else going on. But the cash guarantee, I could honestly say, has probably gotten us in 5 to 6 deals over the last year and a half with that cash guarantee program. Can you tell people what that cash guarantee program is and how it's going to help them get their clients to win?
Right. So whether it's for our referral partners or, our clients, educating them on this program as taking their offer to the top. So we've seen this, in the spring and summer, where people are going in over list. They're going in with, they're dealing with multiple offer situations. So this cash guarantee program, we take our client through the underwriting process. So we're signing off on credit, income, and assets. And then we go ahead and give our real estate partners and our clients an addendum that states, well, if something happens to you, whether you lose a job, you go buy a boat, your debt ratios are off. Fairway has done their due diligence to sign off on credit, income, and assets. And the addendum states that we will buy the house in cash or give the seller $10,000 to walk away if something happens, from the time of contract till closing. So it helps solidify our buyer's offer. It gives the seller peace of mind. Hey, I'm closing this thing no matter what. And the cool thing about it is, because we've signed off on everything, if we need to do a 10 or 14-day close, we can slam it pretty quickly.
Yeah, and it's not just talk. That is, I hate when I have to call Drew, like, Drew, oh, we got this, we're going quick.
Right.
He's like, all right, what do you got? I'm like, 2 weeks, and it's done. But it's because you guys do your work up front, and you're putting it to the underwriter up front. You're doing all your work up front, which I think some mortgage companies do, but I haven't seen to the level that you guys have done, where you're really paying for it to go through underwriting so that that there's a stamp of approval. Like to say that you would pay cash for the house. Right. You guys don't want many of those. No. So you're doing your due diligence to make sure that it's right. It doesn't.
And we haven't had any, our branch at least has not had any. As a company, I think we've had a few, but it's there to, obviously get our buyers to the closing table, make them, take their offer to the top. And, it's a door that opens up for new referral partners like you and anyone else. So we impress our listing agents, and it helps us grow our business.
Yeah. Beautiful, man. And that's what it's all about. Giving a high level service. And if we all continue growing our businesses within the time that we have to work, we can live more fruitful lives, and it spends more time with our kids and all that type of stuff. So awesome, man. Well, I really enjoyed this conversation. I'm excited to see your evolution continue. Not just as thank you as a lender, but as a content creator and as a business builder. You're really doing things right, and you put that back behind a good heart. Just wants to take care of people. And there's just a lot of wins that are involved, man. So I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for sure. If people want to get to know you more, if they need mortgage support, if they have questions, and also if you're a lender looking to be able to work with a company that is going to help support, guide them, and lead them, where can people find you?
Yeah, so on social media, on Instagram, and like YouTube, I have my own YouTube channel. Find me at Ask My Mortgage Guy. Website is askmymortgageguy.com, or, just go ahead and give me a call.
Say that one more time. Ask My Mortgage Guy.
Askmymortgageguy.com.
Askmymortgageguy.com. That's a man that's like putting it all together. You know what you're going after.
Just Ask My Mortgage Guy.
Yeah, keep that simple. So excited to see the evolution, man. My friends out there, if you're looking for either to be on a team with strong lenders that are going to help guide you with good tools, you might want to check out and give Vito a holler. If you're looking for a mortgage out there too, this guy, stand-up guy, his team's awesome too. And I could really vouch for that, not only from this Love Local level, but from the real estate level, doing numerous transactions with this team. But I appreciate you being here today, man. It means a lot for me. And I hope to see you in the studio more as we continue to evolve, creating and building your own thing. You have a vision, and our hope is that we can help be a small piece of your pie when it comes to that content creation, so that you can continue to give value to the people that you serve, man. But thanks for being on the show today. So,
appreciate it. Best of luck.
Peace out, my friends. Looking to be able to get in the studio to create, come check out Love Local Studio, powered by Love Local Media Agency. Cole, Deanna, and the rest of the team are here to support you, to help you amplify your voice. This isn't just built for me. This is built for you. So let's go. Have a good day, my friends. And as always, support local, love local, and we're stronger together. Peace.